Hello and welcome to today's Quad Cortex video where I am going to be showing you my workflow. Let me preface by saying there's no real right or wrong way of operating the Quad Cortex or having a right or wrong workflow. This, I think, for me is the most efficient use of my time so that I'm able to quickly set things up. Today, I am setting up a dual amp preset with the AC30 and Pro Sonic captures. I'll be serving with the encounter on the 7th of November. I'll see you there if you're in Singapore and want to come down to join us for a night of worship. Let's say you've already set up your preset with all the blocks that you want, your drives, your modulation, your delay reverbs, your amps, and now you want to assign these to scenes. If you're like me and came from a Helix ecosystem, you would think that when you want to have your clean, you have none drives on, and you want to have the overdrive on, you turn the, let's say my Timmy on, and you want to go to the crunch and have this on, you go back to clean, the drives are still on. Why? Because the drives are not assigned to scenes, and this is the big difference between the Helix and the Quad Cortex. So for your absolute sanity, this is my workflow to set up my scenes. Step number one is to establish your baseline state. Baseline state is all the effects that you want on all the time. And for me, that includes my compressor, a dual delay, basic reverb, an EQ, and my compressor. Of course, the amps don't get switched on or off, and this is how the baseline tone sounds like. Step two is to have a mental map of which scenes will perform which functions. And for me, because I like my bottom row of scenes to be for the basic gain staging and the top row to be for scenes where I engage special effects, scene E is going to be my clean, and you can start to rename things around here. Let's put this as clean. Let's put this to crunch. Let's have this as lead. And then because I'm PNW, I'm going to have a POG lead, which is my octave pedal engaged. Here, I want scene A to be my ambi clean, which is typically a .8 delay added. Here, I'm going to put a chorus. Here, I'm going to put a trem. And here, I'm going to put swells. Open sky, because that's a specific term that my MD uses to describe those heavy reverb kind of sounds. Step three, after naming your scenes, is to assign effects to scenes. And I'm going to put the POG to scenes. Have this, the boost scene, my Timmy. Click on the block and you reach over here, which is this little, it's your bypass button. Right click it and assign to scenes. And you can do this very quickly once you've established that you want these to be on and off. Assign to scene, assign to scene. And I'm done. So to recap, the effects that I want to be assigned to scenes are my POG, my boost, my drives. And you know that they are assigned to scenes because you start to see this little like 4 squares icon in the top left hand corner of the bypass button here. The vibrato, the tremolo, the chorus, the delay, the dual delay, which is my basic delay. The reverbs are all assigned. And that's it, because I don't want my amps or my end of chain sweeteners to be toggled by scenes. Next up is to go scene by scene and assigning the effects that you want. So clean has my baseline state, that's fine. Crunch, I just want one thing on, which is the clon, and it sounds like this. See that I go from crunch to clean, it only turns on the clon and that's it. So clean. And my lead, I want to do something a bit crazier. I want to just have the boost into my Timmy, which sounds like this. Just for demonstration's sake, I'm gonna turn this up. I'm gonna high pass this quite hard because I want it to be a very bright delay. Turn down the mod. Let's go to Pog lead, which I'm going to turn on my Pog as well as this. And be clean. Let's crank up some of that delay and reverb. Or do I want this delay? Chorus, I want to turn this. And for trem, I want to turn this on as well as maybe one of the boosts, because trems always have a little bit of a volume drop when you use them. Now, it sounds very intense now, but in a live mix, that trem is going to be not as intense sounding. Finally, Open Sky, where I'm going to turn on all of these delay effects, maybe even the boost, and it will sound like this. Maybe not so intense. I can just turn this down. So quick review of all my scenes. Clean, crunch, lead, Pog, and be clean. Chorus, which sounds like this. We'll trim. To open sky. And this is my personal fuss-free workflow for the Quad Cortex. And what about you? How do you operate your Quad Cortex? How do you set up your scenes? Let us know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you in this next video where I share with you how I derived my captures on the Quad Cortex. Spoiler alert, they're from the Helix. See you there.